Bro, I watched the race, as you all know. If you saw Tim's reactions, I don't know what the hell I said, except for at the end of the race, if he put it in or not, I don't know, because I don't watch them. You know what I'm saying? They're gonna kill somebody. And it seems as though Kyle Larson also agrees, being the guy that was smashed into. I don't know if you saw this interview, but it needs to be emphasized more considering the question that he was asked after. This was like time, you know. There was a few days in between that.
And Denny was texting me this week, and I appreciate the concern, but they all say odds will eventually catch up to guys like me who race dirt. But yeah, I feel like the odds are more going to catch up to me eventually on a super speedway. I've been close to being seriously hurt in 2013. I've flipped really hard at Talladega in 2018. I've broken a rib at Talladega. I've had a car come in my cockpit now at Talladega. And that's just naming a few. That's not even talking about all the big wrecks I've had at Daytona. So I feel like the odds are going to catch up to me eventually on that more than anything. But then yeah, and then you move forward a couple days and get to race a sprint car, and your teammate gets caught up in a crash and fractures a vertebrae. So thankfully it wasn't worse than that, because yeah, we have seen drivers end up with worse injuries than that. But so yeah, I mean, it was pretty emotional, I guess, week on that side of things.
And he was essentially like, bro, it seems like my luck is gonna catch up with me in these things more so than a sprint car. There's a reason for that. You know what I mean? Larson hit his head on the steering wheel at Talladega, which I don't know if people know about. I'm assuming that that's like basic commoner knowledge at this point, because there was really no way to avoid it. Like, they didn't outright deny, but they didn't outright say it either. So I don't know. But point is, he hit his head on the steering wheel at Talladega when he was upside down. And dude, this guy, when I heard him say what he said in this interview, which I've already played the clip, but what he said was, he's had a lot of fucking crazy events at super speedways where he has either flipped or gotten close and had like bizarre instances occur to him. The one particularly, like, I don't know if it was 2016 or 2017 at Daytona. It was so weird how that car picked up and, like, dude, what the fuck was it doing? Like, what's it doing? What's it doing? You know what I mean? What's it doing? That could have been horrible. He could have went head first into the fucking fence. You know what I mean? Like, this guy has been through some serious wrecks. So for him to essentially be like, nobody's ever been inside my car. I did go to the point in the reaction video where that did happen. And he was literally inside of his car. Like, I was sitting there saying that, when we were just talking, like, afterward, being like, I have never seen something like that. I have never seen something like that. That was crazy. Like, that's so dangerous. And the fact of the matter remains is that, what are they gonna do, man? What are you gonna do to fix this? Because I don't see a way to do it. Like, there was a comparison picture of Dario Franchitti's door when he got nailed at fucking Talladega on the apron, and his door didn't look anything like that. It wasn't crushed in bars, you know what I mean? Like, the chassis was for sure twisted like a banana. It wasn't good by any stretch, but if they had those cars that strong 15 years ago, there would be a ton of people dead from door impacts. You know what I mean? Door to front end. It's very dangerous what they've got going on right now. And that also could lead to the problem of cars getting fucking airborne when they get hit as well, because they're just getting hit by an immovable fucking object. It's unreal what's actually going on in that sport right now, and how badly engineers have failed that series, like to a point that it's almost like unfixable, really. Like, they're basically just like tossing their hands up being like, we don't know what to do. Like, there's been bad Martinsville races before. Like, this has happened in the past, man. They were talking about Aero Push in like 2003, dude. You know what I mean? This is a thing that's been going on for a long time. But the direction taken specifically this time has been like stock car Mario Kart, where like if I bump you out of the way, you know, they want you to go careening off the fucking track and shit. But that didn't work out because the front end and the back end are so strong, you're literally just breaking people's fucking rear suspension, hitting them and shit. They made like fragile bumper cars, and it's very bizarre. It's the weirdest thing to experience as somebody who's been watching that for a long time. Like, it doesn't even make any sense. It seems like we're in a fucking dream world at this point, where like they have regressed completely regressed within a 2 or 3 year period specifically. Like, really have kind of dropped the ball. They need to seriously start considering the idea of possibly, maybe, thinking towards the future, like figuring this out for next season, or something. They need to look into some things, because this thing is pretty dangerous. It's it feels like it was thrown together in like 15 minutes or less type of thing. It seems like engineers had too much time on their hands. I don't know how else to put it, man. Like, they almost killed him over there. Like, he was, in his interview, he said it himself. He was like, I'm gonna, he, without saying it, was like, I'm gonna end up getting killed at one of these. This was as close as it's ever got, you know? Like, this dude was perturbed, you know what I mean? So it's pretty crazy. Like, it's actually wild what's going on. You got dudes retiring when I don't think that they want to. Like, with Harvick, I don't necessarily think that dude wants to fucking retire. But the cars suck and they're dangerous. And he was talking about his blood. Like, y'all do know that carbon monoxide poisoning is like a really big deal. Like, if you want more information on something like that, go to the Dale Jr. podcast. I think he was talking to Rick Mast about it. It's like a serious thing. Like, and he was bringing that up too. So there's just a lot of things going on recently that have been a problem. They'll continue to be a problem. Because this was just not the way to go about fixing the problem that they had. Because it's like, I understand that y'all are spending too much money on, you know, research and development and all that, but, you know, to regress the safety that much is pretty insane, because you really can't build the chassis, like build the roll cage structure any better at this point. Like there's no other room. Like you can't really just, like what are they gonna fit? Like what else are you gonna, how big are you willing to go? Oh, I don't get it. And that's not gonna stop it, because look at it. Like this isn't a Titanic situation where it's like, oh man, if we just had that one more hull, you know what I mean? Like that's not what we got going on here. This is like a top to bottom fucking issue, man, that they don't seem to be able to fix. Like it's a multi-layered, it's an onion issue, you know? So, but it's pretty insane that in 2023 there is a NASCAR driver today basically saying that he feels like he'll die in a stock car more than he would in a sprint car. Basically he said pretty much that. So and then people are gonna be like, that's hyperbole. Like you're playing in the world of fucking where you're not doing the X and O's, you know, type shit. Like, dude, say what you want to say, but that's what he said. You know, we can act like he didn't, but that doesn't change the fact that he did, though. He kind of did. He didn't kind of did. He did. I mean, he did. So, but yeah, just looking back through the wrecks and everything that he's had, like, there's a genuine reason to feel that way, but especially after what happened there, they will kill someone eventually if they don't fix that problem, because that was like a big exposure to a massive flaw somewhere, because I have never seen that before, never once, dude. Like, and the good thing they didn't have an onboard where you could like really see the impact for him, because I'm sure he got sloshed around in the chair, because fucking Priest's was intense, man. Like super huge impact, and you could see it on his face that it hurt him. So it's like, you know, not everything can be perfect. I understand that, but also be willing to also put the blame on them for essentially making the front end too fucking strong. Because at a certain rate, it's too strong, man. Like, you almost just blew through the other car. Like, we're not at a demo derby. We're at a fucking huge sporting event. You know? So, that's something to think about. Maybe. Are you enthused? I don't know. Fuck you.